Imagine living in a time when people believed the world was full of mysterious islands, sea monsters, and endless oceans that nobody had ever explored. Many people were afraid to travel too far because they thought they might never return. But there was one curious boy in Italy who looked at maps and wondered, what if there is much more beyond these lines? That boy was Amerigo Vespucci. Amerigo was born in Florence, Italy in 1454. His family was educated, and he loved reading books about geography, trade, and distant kingdoms. While other children enjoyed games in the streets, Amerigo often spent hours listening to travelers who returned from long voyages. Every sailor had a different story. Some talked about giant forests, while others described people with strange customs and colorful clothes. These fascinating stories ignited his curiosity, a strong desire to know or learn something. As he grew older, Europe was entering an exciting period called the Age of Exploration. Kings and queens were willing to spend huge amounts of money to discover new trade routes because spices, silk, and gold were extremely valuable. Every successful voyage could make a nation wealthy and powerful. Amerigo watched this changing world with great interest and secretly dreamed that one day he would sail across the unknown oceans himself. But dreams alone were not enough. He knew he needed knowledge, so he studied mathematics, astronomy, and navigation. These subjects seemed difficult to many people, but Amerigo considered them the keys that could unlock the mysteries of the world. Little did he know that his name would one day become part of history forever. As a young man, Amerigo worked for a successful business family called the Medici family. His job involved trade and managing ships that carried expensive goods across Europe. Although he worked in offices and ports, his eyes were always fixed on the ships leaving the harbor. He imagined the sailors standing on the deck, watching the sunrise over endless waves. He wondered what it felt like to discover a land that no European had ever described before. Every departing ship looked like an invitation to adventure. Around this time, Christopher Columbus had returned from his famous voyage across the Atlantic Ocean. Everyone celebrated his discovery because many believed he had reached Asia. The news spread rapidly throughout Europe, creating enormous excitement. Suddenly, explorers from different countries wanted to follow similar routes and search for wealth and glory. Amerigo became increasingly ambitious, meaning he had a strong desire to achieve something great. He realized that history was changing before his eyes, and he wanted to be part of it instead of simply reading about it. Opportunity finally arrived when he moved to Spain, where many expeditions were being organized. His experience with ships and trade earned him respect among sailors and merchants. Before long, he was preparing for the greatest adventure of his life. The day finally came when Amerigo boarded a ship heading west across the Atlantic Ocean. The sea looked peaceful at first, but nobody knew what dangers waited ahead. Storms could appear without warning. Food could run out. Diseases could spread among the crew. Even worse, the voyage might end with nothing but endless water in every direction. Still, the explorers continued. Every morning they searched the horizon for signs of land. Every evening they looked at the stars to determine their position. Navigation required remarkable precision, meaning great accuracy and careful measurement. One small mistake could send the entire expedition hundreds of miles off course. Days became weeks and weeks became months. Some sailors grew anxious. Others whispered that they should turn back before it was too late. But Amerigo remained calm. He believed patience was part of every great discovery. Then one morning, someone shouted from the top of the ship, "Land!" The exhausted crew rushed to the deck. Far away, they saw a green forest stretching toward the sky. Birds circled above the trees, and rivers flowed into the sea. Cheers filled the air as the ship slowly approached the shore. For many sailors, this was simply another successful voyage. But for Amerigo, something felt different. Something about this land did not match the descriptions of Asia that he had studied for years. As Amerigo explored the coastline, he carefully observed everything around him. The rivers were enormous. The animals were unlike anything Europeans had seen before. The plants were completely unfamiliar. Even the people spoke languages that nobody on the expedition recognized. He recorded detailed notes because he believed observation was more valuable than assumption. His analytical perspective, meaning his particular way of understanding something, began to change. Many explorers insisted they had reached Asia, but Amerigo questioned this belief. The geography simply did not fit the descriptions found in ancient books. The distances were different. The stars appeared differently in the southern skies. The rivers and mountains seemed far too vast. Instead of blindly accepting popular opinion, Amerigo trusted evidence. He slowly reached a revolutionary conclusion. This is not Asia. This is an entirely new continent. At the time, this idea sounded unbelievable. Challenging accepted beliefs required extraordinary courage. Yet Amerigo continued collecting information and writing letters describing his discoveries. His writings spread across Europe, astonishing scholars and mapmakers. The possibility that an unknown continent existed changed the way people viewed the world forever. As Amerigo's letters became widely read, mapmakers faced an important question. If this land was truly different from Asia, what should it be called? In 1507, a German mapmaker named Martin Waldseemüller studied Amerigo's writings carefully. He believed Amerigo deserved recognition for identifying the new continent as something separate from Asia. So he printed a new map and labeled the land America, using the Latin version of Amerigo's first name. At first, few people noticed. Maps were expensive and rare, but as explorers continued sailing across the Atlantic, the name gradually appeared on more and more maps. Before long, people throughout Europe were calling the new lands America. Ironically, Amerigo himself probably never imagined that an entire continent would carry his name. He had simply followed his curiosity and trusted his observations. His reputation continued to grow because he showed the importance of intellectual integrity, meaning being honest and truthful in one's ideas and actions. He preferred facts over fame and evidence over assumptions. Amerigo Vespucci spent his later years serving Spain by helping organize voyages and training future navigators. His experience became valuable for the next generation of explorers who crossed the oceans. He died in 1512, but his influence never disappeared. Today, billions of people live on continents that bear his name. Schools teach his story. Historians continue studying his letters. Maps around the world remind us of his extraordinary contribution. Perhaps the most inspiring lesson from Amerigo's life is that discovery often begins with a simple question. While others accepted what they were told, he looked closer. While others followed old ideas, he searched for new answers. His determination demonstrated remarkable perseverance, meaning continued effort despite difficulties or obstacles. History remembers many people who found new places, but Amerigo Vespucci is remembered because he helped the world understand what had truly been discovered. And that is why a curious boy from Florence, who once stared at maps and dreamed of distant horizons, gave his name to America.